Hello then, welcome to the QNB Stars League preview show as we look ahead to all 6 matches in week 6 in the company of former English Premier League players Chris Makin and Nick Summerby. Isn't it incredible? After this round, we'll be more than a quarter of the way through the season. And you know what? It will take a very, very brave man indeed to make bold predictions even now, Chris Makin.
Bold, brave. What do you want predicting?
Well, still plenty of things can change as we see form go up, dip every week.
Well, I can't believe a quarter of the season's gone, but I'll tell you, I'm still frustrated from last weekend. Really, really angry about last weekend. Was it round 4 when we had 27 goals? Let's talk about beautiful goals, please. Last week was a write-off for me.
Nick?
Yeah, well, just going on about the league I think it's crucial with Ryan, who I put down as favourites. If they get beat this weekend, I would think they will be out of the title race. If they win, they're back in the title race.
You see? That's why nobody's actually making the prediction. Right, let's head now to Shahden Wadan, who's going to remind us of the league standings after 5 rounds and how they line up for week 6.
Thanks, Rodri. The QNB Stars League standings going into week 6 show that El Duhail and Al Sadd still lead the way in 1st and 2nd place respectively with 15 points. Al Rayyan rise to 3rd place with 12 points and Salal in 4th with 10 points. Al Saliya is in 5th place with 9 points and Al Gharrafa 6th with 5 points. In the bottom half, all with 4 points is Al Kharaitiyat, Al Khor and Al Ahli. The last 3 ranking teams are Qatar Sports Club, Al Arabi and last but not least Al Markhia, all with 3 points. So the week 6 matches show that on Thursday the 26th, Al Markhia are up against Al Kharaitiyat at 19:30 Doha time. On Friday the 27th, Salal faces Al Khor while Al Ahli faces Al Arabi, both at 17:20. The QNB Stars League Classico between Al Sadd and Al Rayyan kick off at the Jassim bin Hamad Stadium at 17:30 Doha time. On Saturday the 28th, Qatar Sports Club faces Al Saliya in the 6th round at 17:20 and later on Al Duhail will meet Al Gharrafa at 19:30.
Thank you, Shahden. And first up, it's Al Markhia versus Al Kharaitiyat. Markhia, they got that all-important win, Nick and Chris. Let's remind ourselves of the goal that gave them the 3 points. Chris, you've always said they were playing good football. It came good.
This looked really confident move. Saleh inside the full-back to Nasser. What a wonderful finish by the youngster. We're talking about Al Markhia winning their first game. Kharaitiyat won their first game as well. So this is a crucial encounter. That's a wonderful goal, by the way.
Yeah, it's good to see as well Yusuf Adams back there. And we saw him this morning. He's happy, and I'm delighted for him. This is his squad. This is his team.
You did. You said Yusuf Adam is back. He is. He's back.
We are here. We are back. Like Arnold said, I am back.
What happened then?
What happened? Normal thing. I will meet new president before he take the position, and we met and he tell me about can I come back to take the team when they take the president for the club, and I say yes, of course, because I need the team and the team need me, and I am happy about this.
That's great. It all sounds mutual. Everybody's happy. He wants the team want him. A big challenge for him right away. He's up against Al Kharaitiyat. Nick, let's look at what you and Chris picked out. The way Al Kharaitiyat have developed, what they created against Al Gharrafa. It was a big win for them, but they are a difficult side and now becoming a very good, confident side.
Yeah, and especially with this man on the ball now, Deba. So, I mean, look at this for a cross. He hangs it up to the far post. They're very dangerous going forward, and there's no reason at all for me why they can't pick up where they left off end of last season, which was phenomenal. This is what they're all about going forward. They're not worried about sending players. This is Tibba Kanine here now. I mean, Tibba Kanine on the night was absolutely instrumental. Comes out on this right-hand side, good movement. Can they get the cross into the box? A little bit of a, it goes behind them a bit there, but all of a sudden then it comes to Deba. Deba with a quick snapshot there, and I think once they really start getting going, they could worry teams' defences.
Now, you know, maybe they could have done better there, as you pointed out, but Chris, Al Markhi are going to need to be right on it to cope with this.
Well, they will be, won't they? Yusuf Adam's gone back into the club, so that was a strange situation, wasn't it? It sounded like the Terminator. I'll be back. Well, he's gone back to the club now. Mansour did a great job, by the way, getting that win, but it's a perfect timing for Yusuf Adam. Goes back into the club after their first win of the season. Obviously, confidence is going to be high. This is one of those. It's very much like the Ryan Al Sadd game, but it's at the bottom of the league, and they both need a win.
So we'll start with you with the prediction. Chris Makin, Al Markhi, Al Kharatiyan.
Sitting on the fence, 1-1.
Oh, Nick Summerby.
Karatia 3-1.
Thank you very much. Next up, Salal versus Al Khor. Well, Salal, they upset Al Duhail or Lekhwi, as they were known last season. Couldn't quite manage that this time around. But, Chris, why don't you start us off at what we're looking at is the chances, the Salal good play. And they'll look at this and they will be frustrated. OK, they were well beaten in the end, but they showed plenty of promise.
This was their best passage of play. They conceded a goal early on and then towards the end of the first half. But in between that, they had a fantastic amount of chances against the champions, the reigning champions. This is a wonderful ball by Ismail into the near post. Tadbole makes a great movement, gets across the near post, you know, just bounced up in front of him, just couldn't put it away. But great movement. Yeah,
if they continue this sort of movement, Nick, against Al Khor now in week 6, what do you think the outcome is? Do you think Al Khor can sort of cope with this, with Mawas, with Sagbo?
No, I mean they do this. They create opportunities at ease. If I'm going to be critical with them now, if you're going to take it to that next level, when you don't get a lot of chances, and if the chances do come along, you've got to put them away. For me, in that game, there's 2 chances for Sagbo, and that really was the difference because De Gea were up against the ropes. You know, just missing those. You're not going to get a load of chances against the top teams. It's great that they've created them, but they've got to put them away. And I just think one of those. There's one where Sagbo came right in front of the goal, skies it over. You know, they just needed a goal on that, but they are not far away. Going forward and creating chances, and don't kid yourself as well, being solid. You saw how aggressive they are with Lewis Jr. Got a little bit of a cut no, because that shows you how aggressive and what they're all about. Salal as well, so they can mix it.
A word on Al Khor, Chris?
Sorry, I just.
A word on Al Khor.
After that 5-minute rant, I just lost.
I was trying to cut in myself.
Lost a will to live then.
It's just a bit of passion.
Sorry, Ron,
a bit of passion.
Okay,
you're not just got deaf in this
Al Khor got the passion. What? I tell you what. Forget. Let's get straight to the prediction. Nick,
who are they playing?
Salal versus Al Khor.
Salal 2-1.
Okay, Chris Makin.
Yep, I'll go Salal 2-0.
Okay. Next up, Al Ahly versus Al Arabi. Well, Al Ahly, I remember saying last week how flat they'd been. Chris, let's just enjoy what happened because it was a complete turnaround. This is what we're used to seeing in the past seasons, and suddenly we got it.
Yeah, didn't see it coming. Maybe the reintroduction of Chikawi, who came back after his red card earlier in the season, was the influence that they needed. I mean, they were helped by the terrible defending from Qatar Sports Club. I'm not seeing that from them this season so far, but take nothing away from Al Ahly. Was it 3 or 4? 3-0? Three goals. Wonderful night for them. And it just gives you that confidence again. Confidence back in the camp. They needed it.
What was the difference? What was the difference, Nick, in this performance?
I never saw it coming. Never at all. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see him getting a way out of this, but this is a huge result. And you've got to say Chikawi, without a shadow of a doubt. And obviously this boy, Martial. Throughout the seasons, how many times have we covered him? And when he's scoring goals, it's no coincidence that the team start playing. And they're 2 of the key players in the back and the firing.
Let me tell you statistically exactly why. Don't look at me like that.
Here we go,
This
Chris.
is why. This is why. Their playing style suddenly changed. Look, What we're focusing on here is direct play. Thanks to stats, right, we're able to see that Al Ahly made a 31% gain in their direct style of play. And look at the table. Second, Al Kharatiyat also posted a win, a 13% increase there. Salal, I feel like I'm doing election night. 13% increase for Salal. I go to the bottom of the table, 11th position and 12th position, the two top teams, showing a drop. 24% Al Sadd, Al Duhail, a 31% drop in direct play.
The Green Party had a great weekend.
Yeah, but that's what me and Chris have been talking about.
You agree with that? Don't tell me you agree with that.
I do. I'll tell you something why, because they're the best footballing sides in the league, so they move it around a little bit more. What you have to be sometimes is go back to basics. Get it forward early.
Yeah, but do you understand that then?
I understand that, yeah.
It's more forward passes.
Do you want me to explain it a bit better?
It's direct
more
play.
forward
It's what we've been
passes.
talking about, getting the ball forward. Please tell me that's it.
No. I want somebody just to explain it a bit better. I'll tell you what, we're going to invite back the general manager of stats in the Middle East,
Chris.
Martin Bland. Martin, come in.
The ratings are going to go down now. More of those red ones now.
just give them put a bit more meat on the bones for me.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. I mean, what we're basically doing here, guys, is we're trying to create new context to the stats that we give you. So rather than just talking in absolute numbers, we can tell you who the best passers in the league are and all these kind of things. We want to create a bit more context about actually how they play the game and how that relates to whether they win or lose or whether they draw. So actually, Nick, you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. This is statistics about direct plays, a particular style of play, which means that a team is going to get the ball out of their danger zone into the opponent's danger zone, and they're going to do that as quickly as possible. So they're going to play very direct, very route one, as we would call in the UK, and that's exactly what Al Ahly did. They did that against Gaddafi in week 1 and they drew. They didn't do that in their last 3 games and they lost, and then they did it against the final game and they actually had a good win against Qatar Sports Club. So you can actually see that the teams that are having a lot of joy at playing that style, Ali, Kharatiyat, Salal having a good season, play a very direct style of football. The more technical teams, if you like, your Al Sadd, your Al Duhails, actually aren't going to adopt that style of play as much as the other teams.
You don't think Al Duhail played direct?
No, they don't. They will play in the opponent's half. So what they will do is they'll play more intricate football. So they'll have a more possession-based football and they'll move into the opponent's half through intricate passing. Ali don't have that ability.
So that's from back to front. You're going from their own half. You're talking about Al Ahly now more from back to front.
Exactly, yeah. They're taking the ball out of their defence into the opponent's half very quickly.
It's 2 against 2 now.
Listen, when we've got him, we'll keep him on here now. We're going to grill him.
Mark Rodders, you're OK now. You're off now. Taxi for you now. We're on.
No, but I wanted to say what was really interesting is, and we haven't put them up here, Martin, but you know, when you look at the crosses, OK, guess who's top at crosses? Guess who's the most intense at play? Al Duhail, 100% increase. Yeah. All the things that Al Duhail do extremely well, they are at the top. Yeah. But I just thought that was interesting. I thought you were going to give me a harder time than that. That's why I brought my pal in.
Yeah, that's just 2v2 now, isn't it?
No, but what me and Chris always talk about, you have to go back to basics. You know, if you do your basics at the bottom and you do that right, you know, you've got something to build on. Don't try and be like Barcelona. Don't try and be like Dale, because they're the best at that.
It's actually interesting, Nick, that in this particular game, Al Ahly's last game, where they won 3-0, they had their lowest possession of the season. They had less of the ball in that particular game and won 3-0. Exactly because of that, they went back to basics and play a more direct route of football.
He's just got a funny colour. He lost possession.
Right, Martin Bland of Stats. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, by the way, don't go far. Just walk off there. Don't go far, right?
Have we got any subtitles for him as well?
It's a good Yorkshire accent. If you don't know your regions, that's Yorkshire. Those two are Manchester. This is Wales, 100%. Right, they're up against Al Arabi. Let's have a look at Khalfan here. I'm not going to apologise, Nick. You pulled him out again. The runs, what he offers Al Arabi. I wonder if we're going to see them. They did record a win, of course, but this was a better performance than we thought, really.
This was a good performance. This showed us that they got character in the dressing room. My only problem, or why I brought this out here now, is Khalfan runs a full length of the pitch. Send bodies in at the end there, have a bit of a purpose, try and get that goal. I thought they went in the shell. They didn't really believe that they could get something out of the game. But for me, I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest with you, the way they played. They showed that bit of fight, showed confidence on the ball as well. So this is something now, it's important that they get something out of the next game.
All right, let's hear quickly from Al Arabi head coach Kais Yacobi.
All we know that the stability is very important for the team, and In the case of Al Arabi, we changed the team about 90%. So it will be very hard to have results in the 5 or the 6 games. But now we are trying to build a new team. We work hard, believe me. And I think, and I'm sure, that our championnat national, our league, will begin this week.
Right, that's what he thinks. What does Chris and Nick think? Al Ahly, Al Arabi.
Done me there. Let him go first.
He passes the baton.
Honestly, yeah,
Nick.
just done me now.
1-1.
Oh, right, okay. Chris?
I'll go Al Ahly 2-1.
Okay. The Classico next is Al Sadd versus Al Rayyan. All right, then let's get into these goals from Al Sadd from week 5. Chris, Bunja's back.
Yeah.
You absolutely love him. He
I do.
gets in people's faces. He throws strops,
Yeah.
has mood, but he does that better than anything, and that's score goals.
He does. He seems to get, pull the best out of his teammates as well. He just makes the forward runs all the time. Talking about direct play, it doesn't mean going from back to front, long balls all the time. It's forward runs, forward passes. And Bunja, when he was missing early in the season, Al Sadd didn't have that outlet. Now he makes the runs forwards. Now they've got someone to look at, target. It's great for Xavi, Hamroun and Al Haydous, and they look a completely different side with Bunja in there.
So with him back and more to come, it's quite promising for
Yeah.
Al Sadd
No,
and what they can expect by the end of the season.
Well, it's about hitting form. I know we do say that they've not been the best, but they've got maximum points, and now they're getting better. This guy's come back in, and it's a big difference when he comes back in. He's a wonderful player, but the pressure on this game is on Rayyan. It's looking at their team sheet and saying, well, hang on a minute, if you set up like you did against De Gea, that's telling me that the advantage is to Al Sadd.
So
really
let's hear from Al Rayyan head coach Michael Laudrup to find out exactly what his objectives are this season.
No, I think it's true that, as you said, Rayyan win one league. I think it's one league in many years, and this is very good for the team. Still, our objective is to be in the top, so we can have the possibility always to qualify for the Asian Champions League. And a part of that, we know that last year we was far away from La Joya, which now is Duhail, and Al Sadd. We want to come closer to them. We also want this year. We come very close last year to win the Emir Cup. We want to try to win a cup also this season.
Well, to win anything, they're going to have to do something which goes hand in hand with their victories. Do you know what that is, Nick Summerby? Do you know what that is?
Hard work.
What is it? Hard work?
Yeah, running.
Put in another word.
More
Tempo?
running.
Tempo?
Yeah.
Tempo. Tempo. Let's call in the graphic. No! Oh, no! I've gone too early. Never mind.
Good tempo.
Listen, I was getting excited.
It's a fast tempo.
Let's keep it going. Al Rayyan's chances in week 5. This was frustrating for them. OK, they won the game, but they'll have to put these away if they get opportunities like this against Al Sadd.
Well, yes, easier said than done, but Al Rayyan, with the players they've got, have to be challenging Al Sadd and Al Duhail. Otherwise, what's the point in bringing all those big names into the football club? But listen, going off Mr. Laudrup's comments there, at least we know now as a football club what they're looking to do this season. I thought before the season they'd want to win the league. Now they're just trying to close that gap on Al Sadd and Duhail.
Are they deep down, deep
What,
down?
do you think he's lowering the expectations,
I
taking
don't
the
know.
pressure off the players?
I don't know.
Yeah, but
I think they need pushing.
Yeah, but Chris, without a shadow of a doubt, they've got a team to if they beat Al Sadd here now, they're right in the mix of it. But is there emphasis more on the Champions League? Is it more on the Champions League? Or they think, well, hang on a minute, we won the league a couple of seasons ago. This is what we're going to go at. Well, if that's the case anyway, it's disappointing because this is a top quality side. Yeah. You know, for me and Chris was scratching. You don't play enough games of football. You know, so we say, tell you what, we'll win the league and we'll have a good go in the Champions League. Let's win the whole lot. We have a squad for it.
All right, now to the bit I was getting all excited about. Here it is. It's all about tempo. This is their season. Look at that.
We've lost
Come
it.
on, Martin Bland, come on back. Martin Bland, the general manager of stats for the Middle East here. Here we go. It's all about tempo. Last season, the green are the victories, the red are the losses, these are the draws. When the tempo's high, they win their matches. More often than not. OK, a couple of the games they've won with a low tempo, but that's against the weaker sides.
That's my heart rate.
Martin, step forward there and tell them what it's all about.
Yeah, so I mentioned before that we're using these statistics to better understand why teams win and lose football games, right? So if we look at last season, we saw that every single time Al Rayyan won the game, they played with a high tempo, which means they move the ball around very quickly. And that's obviously a style of play that Laudrup has imparted onto Al Rayyan. That's how they want to play football. Every time they lost or drew the game, they played with a lower tempo. You know, in every single game they played this season, they played with a high tempo. You know the one game that they didn't play with a high tempo?
How do you measure tempo? What do you mean by tempo?
This is how they move the ball around the field, so how long they are in possession of the ball and how quickly they move it to the next player. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, there's
what was
only
the question you asked? They didn't
there's only
answer
one game this season that Al Rayyan have not played with a high tempo. What game was that?
De Gea.
De Gea, yeah. And they lost the game. Yeah. They lost the game. So we know that there's a connection between Rayyan playing with a high tempo and winning games and Rayyan not playing with a high tempo and losing games. And therefore, their opponents are going to hope to slow Rayyan down. And that's how they know they have the ability to beat them.
You just give Ryan's tactics completely away. Laudrup,
can I just tell you, now. That's like algebra to me. I've never come over it since. I can't.
We've put nice colours in there for you, Nick. You know,
still like that, aren't we?
Like that. Martin Bland again. Thank you very much. Don't go too far.
Not coming back, is it?
Right, there we go. So it's the Classico. Let's get a prediction of both of you. What do you think? Al Sadd, Al Rayyan. No, you go first because you passed it over to Nick last time. Yeah.
Al Sadd 2-1.
Oh, wow. Okay, Nick.
Hamadallah in the team with Sebastian up front, 2-1 for Rayyan.
Wow. OK, next, Qatar Sports Club versus Al Salia. Very quickly, Chris, what happened to Qatar Sports Club in week 5?
Don't know. Defence just didn't play to their full potential at all.
Let's hear from Qatar Sports Club head coach Gabriel Calderon.
I have two problems. One is I give very easy goal, in mistake, individual mistake, and in offensive play very well, but no, the foreign until now the foreign not put the goal. And these two problems, I need to give solution. In defense it's more easy because I working very hard with player. It's intelligent. I think it's in one moment finish the mistake individual. In attack, I only possibilities continue working and play good for put the goal, and in the future see if the striker not put goal. I need the change because it's only the way in Qatar Sport League with the foreign need to help the team.
He's made himself extremely clear there.
Yeah, that's old school football. If you don't do it, get out. I'll tell you what, he doesn't have any of it, and he's obviously got that disappointed with the last game. He's worked them on a training pitch, and he's worked them very hard, he said that, and that's good to see. So let's see what reaction they get, because we never saw that coming in the last game.
They're up against Al Salia. Let's show you Al Salia's chances in that match against Al Rayyan, because this is what they'll look back at. They lost the game, but my goodness, did they have opportunities, Chris?
They did, and that was a very one of the positives, really, the big positive. They're always going to create opportunities, Al Salia, because of the personnel in the team, and that's how Trabelsi sets them up. If they create these opportunities this weekend, and Qatar Sports Club defend how they did last weekend, then it's an easy win for Al Salia.
I mean, they'd be kicking themselves here. It could have gone either way. In the end, of course, it's the 3 points to Al Rayyan in that week 5, but they're still maintaining the sort of style and the standard that they did in their first 4 or 5 rounds.
Same again as what I said with Salam. You know, you want to get into that top level. With your opportunities, what come around, you've got to score, and they make them. They make them for fun. And I think that's just. I think the manager now sees a direction, and I think he thinks the same thing. If you just tighten up a little bits and bobs, get a bit more ruthless at finishing, you never know where they could end up. They could end up above Rayyan.
It's almost there.
If they,
Sami Trabelsi surely must be happy.
I'm not happy. The first time I am so angry since 5 years here in Doha. I'm not in this mood, in this situation after the game. I'm so nervous. I don't like to speak about referee because I think maybe in basketball they don't give a foul like this with touching, but you know, football we must accept some mistakes from referee. Sometimes our players do mistakes. When we see the game, we have 2 or 3 opportunities. If you played well, maybe Tamer have one opportunity, Wagner have one opportunity, and with the 2 other players, if he can pass the ball, we can score against Ryan.
Fair play. Well done, Sam. He kept a lid on that. I'd like to see his reaction over a cup of Carac. Chris, so I think it would have been a bit different.
Sean Dyche, is it Sean Dyche at Burnley?
Yeah.
Came out with the same sort of comments this weekend.
Yeah.
And finally, we've got a manager saying it.
Yeah. We're not going to hang on the bad penalty decision. You know, we all think it was a little touch. But
ain't it great to hear a manager say it? Oh.
And it's right.
Finally.
So, Qatar Sports Club, Al Salia, in week 6.
I'll have to go with Salia. 1-0.
1-0 to Al Salia. Nick?
I might go for an upset there, 1-0 Qatar Sports Club, only because there's going to be a reaction. It's a crazy shout, that, but let's go for it. 1-0 Qatar.
Well done. We'll finish up. Al Duhail, Al Gharafa. Well, Al Duhail, come on, let's put those goals up. Nick, you can start us off on them. The goals from this 4-1 victory over Salal in week 5. It was comprehensive in the end, despite Salal putting up a good fight, having so many chances. But it's the same old story, isn't it?
Nobody plays better than them, simple as that, the way they move the ball around. This was in the first couple of minutes. This was later on for the second goal, and it's the way they move the ball, the way they open it up, the options, what they show is... It's very difficult to play against, and Salal made it as tough as possible. Play well, Salal, but the quality just shone through, and they are fantastic to watch. They're the best team to watch by far, and the way they just cut teams open is joy to watch. And this guy is going to get a hatful. All he's got to do is just stay in the box, he'll score. The amount of opportunities he gets, penalties as well. I mean, who's going to beat him for top goal scorer?
But he gets those opportunities because of players like that, because of Afif and Ismail on the wings, those crosses into the danger area. I mean, we see so many of Al Arabi's goals, and Masakni, come to think of it, you know, just in the end, they're tap-ins.
You ever notice about Duhail's crosses always along the ground? Not to the far post, really. They're whipped in.
Around the corner, I think, is the term that Nick uses.
Yeah. Corridor of uncertainty.
It's easy for you to say.
Corridor of uncertainty.
And pulled up a final stat for you. I think I can handle this for myself. But I thought I'd put him in because I thought... we bring up Masakni all the time. We bring in El Arabi. Ismail Mohammed, Team of the Week. Right in week 5's Team of the Week. He got the position at right back. Player rating, he was one of the highest players, not just in that position, but right through the whole lot. 88.1. And that's something that...
Need Martin, don't we?
Good shout.
Martin Blambach.
Come on,
Martin. Quickly, you're not on, man.
Here's Martin. He was going then. Come on, Martin, you're on.
There's only one question we're going to ask you, Martin.
Yeah.
Martin.
Come in here, Martin.
What's the point 1 for?
Well, that's how much detail we go into, Chris. That's how much detail this is. But the player ratings are great, actually. It's a way of us bringing all the statistics together, everything that he does on the field of play, and creating a single number so that we can better understand what his value was to the team. And this is all related to the team's playing style as well. So it's not just about what he did, but what playing style the team had. If they were playing counter-offensive or if they were playing defensive, then his player rating will change based on that.
Can we not round the numbers off next time, though?
Next time we will round the numbers off for you.
0.6, you go to 89, yeah.
Martin,
no
thank you very much once again, Martin Bland.
My
my goodness, isn't it good having him here just in case? Shuts you up. Anyway, right. Let's get rid of Ismail Mohammed. Well done, him. Fantastic performance, not just then, but he's always brilliant, to be fair. Let's now look at Al Gharafa. Nick, you start off on this. They were poor last week against Al Kharija. This was the only one good point, I guess, which was Vice's goal, and that was it. It stood out.
Yeah, they started getting going now. We thought, well, here we go. This is what we expected, really, from the start of the game. I mean, how many times we've seen Vice do this? He does this for fun. But the whole performance was... It was lacklustre. It was no enthusiasm. Just everything what they brought to the last game. This is them going forward, and this is a good chance, but it pretty much summed it all up. It comes to Moyad. You got 3 versus 2 there. You've got to get an advantage out of this. When it does come to Moyad, you know, make your mind up. You're going to take it on your own. Be positive, and it just wasn't there at all. And you know, we built the game up. We thought, here we go, this could be a cracking game. Garafa are back, they look good, and they just didn't deliver at all for us. So they've got the work to do now in this game, that's for sure.
Al Duhail versus Al Garafa, Nick.
Mind you, it was a cracking game last time, wasn't it? What a game it was. That's when we were going crazy, wasn't it? That was a brilliant game. Can they do that again with Kashini, wasn't it? Can they do that again? No, not for me. Sorry, 3-1 Duhail.
Okay, Chris?
3-0 Duhail.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's head back to join Shadin Wadan, who's going to once again remind us of the league standings going into this week and how they line up for week 6.
Thanks, Rodri. The QMB Stars League standings going into week 6 show that El Duhail and Al Sadd still lead the way in first and second place respectively with 15 points. Al Rayyan rise to third place with 12 points and Salal in fourth with 10 points. Al Saliya is in 5th place with 9 points and Al Gharrafa 6th with 5 points. In the bottom half, all with 4 points is Al Khritiyat, Al Khor and Al Ahli. The last 3 ranking teams are Qatar Sports Club, Al Arabi and last but not least Al Markhia, all with 3 points. So the week 6 matches show that on Thursday the 26th, Al Markhia are up against Al Khritiyat at 19:30 Doha time. On Friday the 27th, Salal faces Al Khor while Al Ahli faces Al Arabi, both at 17:20. The QMB Stars League Classico between Al Sadd and Al Rayyan kick off at the Jassim bin Hamad Stadium at 17:30 Doha time. On Saturday the 28th, Qatar Sports Club faces Al Saliya in the 6th round at 17:20, and later on Al Duhail will meet Al Gharrafa at 19:30.
Thank you very much, Shadin. Well, we're all set for week 6. A big thank you to Martin Bland of Stats, from Nick Summerby, Chris Macon and myself. Bye for now.